First of all, the continued slow collapse of that dam, which we've seen over the last few days, is absolutely consistent with some sort of demolition charge that's actually been involved in the dam itself. It's caused widespread flooding all the way down the delta, as you can see here, and that's caused devastation across for lots of communities, which are labelled here all the way down. It's worth having a look at the dam before the bombing. As you can see, pretty consistent. The sluice gates opening, allowing water to continue to flow down. But if you look at the most recent picture we've got, it shows the damage that's actually been caused. And as you can see, there are several areas of the dam which are consistent. As it gradually loses its structural integrity, more and more of it starts to go. It is worth looking, though, at who stands to benefit from this from a military perspective. From a Ukrainian perspective, almost not at all. But from a Russian perspective, it protects one of their flanks all the way down the Dnipro River. They were worried that an amphibious assault might come. It's not going to happen when the terrain is like this. And it also gives a lot of disruption to Ukraine when they would want to be focusing on their offensive. But there's a huge but here, though. The water will subside. There's reports already that it's starting to subside. It'll take a while for the floodplain to clear. But once it has, Russia can't blow the dam a second time. And actually, because it's summer, gradually the ground will dry, and all of a sudden it will be possible for Ukraine to actually mount a potential offence across the Dnipro River. And whereas before it would have been disastrous for them to be launching an attack over that and then blow the dam, that can't be done again now. So I think what the lesson here is almost certainly Russia has blown this dam a little early, and from a military perspective, that spectre is now off the battlefield. OK. And, of course, as you say, within that military perspective, of course, the spring offensive that we've been talking about for a long, long time now, could we be starting to see the start of that in fighting elsewhere? There's no sort of start line and whistle here, but we watched the phase zero, which was the Ukrainians targeting the depth of Russia. Now we're seeing fighting all the way along the front line, which is the Ukrainians pushing hard all the way along the front line. Not a major offensive, but what they're doing is there's widespread reports of them fighting. Nothing from the Ukrainians at all, but we do understand that they're taking pretty heavy casualties, which is what you'd expect, because they're throwing themselves at the front line of defences from Russia. What we'll see, though, is that once they find the weak points, that's when we'll see the punch. That's when we'll see the tanks brought to bear, the major offensive, and potentially some momentum. For the time being, just a lot of fighting along a long front line.